Hey, what's up guys, my name is Anshul and today in this video let us take a look at the iPhone 17 Air, the leaks and rumors about this device, because this is one smartphone that has been in the leaks and the rumors from quite some time now, and I was just following up with what is the latest and what is the newest in the terms of the design. And after going through a lot, I just could not justify this smartphone at all. And even though that the leak says that this smartphone will be released later the next year in the year 2025, I think so that this might be one speculation from Minchiko that might or might not be true, because this is one smartphone that should not be replacing the Plus series of the iPhone that we have been seeing from the longest time. Because to be honest, I think so that the iPhone 16 Plus is really a better device. If we just look at purely the specifications versus the price that these two smartphones has to offer, I still think so that the iPhone 16 Plus is a great device, and the only one thing that is bad with that smartphone is just the lack of the Probe Motion display on the iPhone 16 Plus. So rather than fixing the Probe Motion display on the iPhones, Apple is just killing off the iPhone Plus series and they will be replacing it with the iPhone 17 Air, that is the new and the latest one from Apple for the next year. So let us break everything down and you would know that why I feel so like that this iPhone 17 Air is not the device that you should be looking forward to for the next year. And the number one thing that I want to start with is really the battery life on the iPhone 16 Plus, because this was one thing that was the key point of the iPhone 16 Plus. And if you're replacing the 16 Plus with iPhone 17 Air, then it would be one of the weakest points of the iPhone 17 Air, and that is something that I just do not want to happen for the next year. Or maybe if Apple is just releasing this smartphone as the fifth smartphone for the next year, then yes, it is cool and it is one of the smartphones that I might be looking forward to. But replacing it with a smartphone with one of the best battery lives in any Apple iPhone ever, I think so that it might be a big mistake. And why I'm saying so is that because of the footprint of the device is actually smaller than what you have on the iPhone 16 Plus, which means that the display is might be either 6.55 inches according to the leaks, or might be it would be a 6.3 inches display. Again, these are all the leaks and the speculations, and because of a smaller footprint and also because of a fairly slim device in comparison to what we had on the iPhone 16 Plus, it would be a big disaster. Not just for a comparison, the iPhone 16 Pro Max that I have in my studio right now, it is a 8.25 mm device, and in comparison to the latest iPad Pros, the 13 inches one, I think so that that device is a 5.1 mm device. And also the leaks of this iPhone 17 Air, it suggests that it would be a 5 mm device, which is a really slimmer one. And even though that you would say that Apple was able to achieve a great battery life on the latest iPads that are fairly slim devices in the market, but you cannot do the very same thing with the iPhone 17 Air just because of a smaller footprint and also a fairly thin device. And a lot of people might say that the A19 Bionic chip, that is the latest and the greatest one that we will be seeing inside of these iPhones later in the next year, people might say that it is a 2 nanometer chip, which means that it is a more efficient one, but it just does not make a sense to me, because a 6.3 inches device or a 6.5 inches device at a thickness that is just about 5 mm, it just does not make sense to have a battery backup that is comparable to the iPhone 16 Plus. So yes, I think so that Apple should not be killing the iPhone 16 Plus, and instead this device should be just an addition to what we already have now. The next thing that I want to speak about this device that I do not like is just presence of a single camera on this device instead of a dual camera setup as what we see on the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Plus. Again, something that could be fixed with a software, because you can use the same camera lens, that is a 48 megapixel one, that would be coming onto this iPhone, and you can just crop into the sensor and you can just go a 2 times of telephoto camera sensor on that smartphone. But again, this is something that I just do not want to see on the iPhones. We have seen this thing fail miserably on the Pixel 3s in the past, and this is the same thing that what Apple is trying to do. And in my opinion, it just looks more like of the latest generation of the Apple iPhone SE models rather than being an Air smartphone that would be replacing the Plus series. So again, I think so a little bit of trade-off, but it is something that is again an air device, and an air device means that they need to take out the weight from whatever corners that they can and make a fairly a slimmer device with a less number of the cameras. And even I do not think so that the camera sensor would be the one that is the best one in the market, and the aperture size on the camera might not be one of the best one in the market. So yes, a trade-off in this department as what I see in the leaks and the rumors. But what is the good part about this whole camera section on this iPhone 17 Air is that the selfie camera will be now a 48 megapixel one, and also the leaks also suggest that the dynamic island will be a bit more smaller than what we have been seeing from the iPhone 14 series. So yes, something that is being fixed on the iPhone 17 Air, and might be the same thing you will also see in the regular iPhone 17, the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max as well. But what you will be getting in this Air is just a lot of cutoffs and not the one that you would be liking on the latest iPhones as what I think of now. Another thing that I just want to talk about is the 120 hertz of refresh rate. That is something again that is coming on the iPhone 17 Air. But again, you should have just fixed the very same thing on the iPhone 16 series and just put a Pro Motion display, or maybe even if you're making an iPhone 17 Plus, just put a Pro Motion display on the iPhone 17 Plus and call it a day. Because one thing that would be worse on these new iPhones is that the Pro Motion display may be taking a bit more battery life on this iPhone 17 Airs, and that will be just because of a smaller battery cell on these iPhones as what we learn. The other thing that I want to talk about in this video is that a lot of people are calling this device as a revolutionary device, and I just do not see the point over here, because the last revolution that we saw in the terms of the smartphone evolution was when we saw the first foldable smartphone from Samsung, and we are already on, I would say, the sixth generation of them, and we just did not see any kind of flip or the foldable smartphone from Apple. So yes, rather than making an Air smartphone, they should be working on either a flip device or a foldable device, and that would just make a lot of sense, because making a thinner device is something that we have been seeing from the brands like Oppo and the Vivo, with a fairly faster processors that we have seen in these devices, as well with a better camera sensor too. So again, something that is not a revolution in my opinion. It is just going backwards rather than going forward and making something that is new and fresh for the market. Now, one another thing that I have learned from the leaks and rumors is that these new iPhone 17 Airs, they might come with the LTPO 3.0 technology. Now, I'm not sure that what is the physical composition of this display and how thinner and how not thinner of these displays are in comparison to the iPhone 16s and the 15s. But the point is that it might just be a fancy term, because the LTPO technology is already at its best, and I just do not think so that what would be a major difference in the terms of the LTPO 3 and LTPO 2 technology, because a lot of companies just use different naming schemas in all of these display technologies. So yes, again, something that might be helping in saving the battery life because of the Pro Motion displays on these latest iPhones, as we see in the leaks and rumors, but not a revolution by any means in my opinion. And well, that is again something that the entire package might look like. And well, now with that said, that was all that we knew about this iPhone 17 Air as of filming this video. And again, these are the early leaks and the speculations of this device, because this device is pending for September 2025. That is again 1 year from now almost. But do let me know in the comment sections below that do you like the idea about this iPhone 17 Air to be replacing the iPhone 17 Plus, or you just want the iPhone 17 Plus to be a thing and this should be a separate device whatsoever. Do let me know in the comment sections below. And that was all that I wanted to share in this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.